trying to rain, at least up north, up in Fremont County. It's definitely raining over the better part of Clark County right now, just to the west of Du Bois. Some showers, too, moving over the Spencer area. And then we have rain showers in the central mountains. Mackey, maybe if you've gotten some rain or maybe the clouds look a little scary out there, take a photo, send it our way. I'd like to show it off, see what the weather's like up there and show people that it's beautiful, even when it's a little bit stormy. Stanley, some showers to the south. Looks like over Galena Summit. And then, of course, some showers, too, moving up into Custer County as they continue to push off towards the northeast. These showers are associated with an area of low pressure that's over eastern Oregon. This low will move across the panhandle tonight and end up over basically Great Falls this time tomorrow. As it does that, we could see more showers pop up around Island Park, Yellowstone, a chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow there. Even Driggs, Jackson, maybe as far south as Afton. But I think for the rest of us, it should be dry and certainly a drier day for the central mountains for tomorrow. So tonight's forecast, dry in the Snake River Plain, albeit it's trying to sprinkle a little bit up in Fremont County around St. Anthony. Low there overnight, 40, just like Rexburg. 46 will be the low in Pocatello tonight. We have showers hit and miss for the central mountains this evening. That low will lose some of its energy as the sun gets closer to the horizon. And once the sun goes to bed, basically just be clouds overnight, the closer you are to that low pressure system. 39 for low in Salmon, so we stay above freezing, just a couple degrees above freezing in Leadore. Stanley tonight, below freezing, 29. What'd you expect, right? Hey, isolated showers in the upper highlands in western Wyoming, and that's for this evening. Lows overnight will range from the lower 30s to the mid 40s. Du Bois, you're looking at a low of 43. For the southeast highlands, just partly cloudy skies this evening, and then it'll clear up a little bit later tonight. Temperature-wise, warmer than usual, actually, for this time of year. Montpelier, wow, you'll stay out of the 30s for a change. Your low temperature tonight, 42 degrees. Downey will 46, couple degrees warmer in the heart of Franklin County at 48. Preston tomorrow, 75 there. Just a nice start to the three-day weekend. Lots of sunshine. Near 70 in Montpelier. And then for the upper highlands, western Wyoming, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the morning, but we could maybe see a rogue shower linger in the afternoon, especially up around Yellowstone. 54 will be the high. Temperature will top out at 66, 65 in Island Park. At least it won't be snowing tomorrow, right? Hey, mostly sunny for the central mountains. No showers tomorrow. Highs reaching the mid-70s in Chalice, Salmon, and Arco. And for the Snake River Plain, we got sunnier skies out there tomorrow. Temperature up to 78 for Pocatello. Idaho Falls, not too far behind at 76. We'll be in the mid-70s in St. Anthony and in Rexburg. Southeast Idaho Chevy dealer 7-day forecast. Day 2, the 3-day weekend, warm up to 80. And starting Sunday, we will be in the 80s all the way into most of next week at least. 86 for high a week from today. Now for the Teton area, chance of storminess tomorrow, but at least it looks like for the rest of the holiday weekend, it will be dry. Highs will be in the 60s. We'll top out at 70 on Wednesday, mid-70s, even warmer with a chance of showers and thunderstorms for next Thursday, and still holding on to those 70s before we go into next weekend. Now for the Central Mountains, Salmon, Chalice, and Mackey, lots of sunshine. Warmer day coming up will be Sunday. We'll still hit 78 on Monday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms from Memorial Day. And then we're in the 80s starting Wednesday with a chance of storminess on Thursday. Brainstormers today, kind of a geography quiz here or a question. In terms of population, what is Idaho's third largest county? We know Ada's number 1, Canyon's number 2. Who's the third? Bannock, Vaudeville, or Kootenai County? Yeah, go to Facebook. We'll have the answer later.
All right, thank you very much, Doug. And still to come on KPVI News at 5, President Donald Trump is doubling down on tariffs. Details coming up next.
On Facebook. Like us today and become a fan.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save and 0.9% financing for 60 months on this Silverado. That's over $6,600 in average finance savings. Or get $7,600 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevy Silverado, the #1 selling full-size pickup in Southeast Idaho.
Intruders are more likely to target homes with dark zones. Take the bullseye off your house and turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a high-tech security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. During the day, it's disguised as a high-tech security camera. It's completely wireless and installs in just seconds. Powered by solar panels, no batteries needed. It adjusts a full 360 degrees. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. But wait, we can also include a second one. Just pay a separate fee. Plus, we'll give you free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-448-5082 or go online to buybionic360.com. So call 1-800-448-5082 or go to buybionic360.com.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. Everything keeps changing. I'm sure glad you're here.
There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
For over 20 years, Matt Davenport has kept you informed, earning your trust, brightening your day. As East Idaho's most experienced news anchor, Matt delivers the stories that make you stop, listen, and care. Reporting the news is more than a job. It's an investment in the people of East Idaho. Watch the people you know, the news you trust. KPVI, news that works for you. You're watching KPVI News at 5. KPVI News at 5, news that works for you.
President Donald Trump is doubling down on tariffs and sending the market tumbling just as Memorial Day sales open up and retailers say higher prices are on the way. Julie Surskin has the details now from Washington, D.C.
Americans are getting ready for the unofficial start of summer, a long holiday weekend with big sales and even bigger travel plans, as President Trump threatens more tariffs that could impact your wallet.
It's time that we play the game the way I know how to play the game.
On social media today, Trump saying the European Union is unfair to the U.S. and warning a 50% tariff come June 1st. The harsh words just hours before the U.S. trade team met with its EU counterparts in Belgium.
One of the things that people assume is that Trump here was trying to create some negotiating leverage for his trade team, basically trying to rattle the cage of the Europeans.
But the Polish trade minister suggesting Trump's public statements could be empty threats. The president also taking aim at Apple and its CEO Tim Cook, demanding the company make the iPhone in the U.S. or face a 25% tariff.
The president is trying to bring back precision manufacturing to the U.S.
But moving production to the U.S. isn't so simple. Experts say the cost of making an iPhone here could jack up the price to $3,500. The president showing frustration with Cook, calling him out for not going on his Middle East trip last week, as other tech CEOs did. The two men did meet this week, but the White House not revealing what they discussed. U.S. markets tumbled after Trump's posts.
A lot of investors had thought that the trade war was sort of in the rearview mirror.
And as Americans head into the hot summer months, consumers are feeling the heat of higher costs.
And now with the tariffs, we keep getting these letters from our suppliers that, they keep increasing 5%, 10%.
And the president's latest tariff threats come just after the House passed a massive bill that would fund the president's sweeping agenda. If the Senate passes this bill, it could lead to benefit cuts for millions of Americans, as well as extend those 2017 tax cuts. Meanwhile, big box stores like Walmart raising prices, even as Trump tries to implore retailers to eat the cost of tariffs. In Washington, Julie Surskin, NBC News.
A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from revoking Harvard University's ability to enroll or keep its international students. Yesterday, the Department of Homeland Security terminated the university's international student certification. The move barred the school from not only admitting international students, but also ordering current foreign-born students to transfer or lose their legal status. Harvard filed a lawsuit this morning saying the move violates the university's First Amendment rights. The ruling grants a temporary restraining order allowing international students to remain enrolled at the school. Changes are coming to what Oklahoma public high school history teachers will be required to teach in their classrooms. One of those topics includes the disproven conspiracy theory that Democrats stole the 2020 presidential election from Donald Trump. As part of new curriculum, students will learn about vote results, claims of voter fraud, and what state election leaders describe as risks tied to mail-in balloting. Oklahoma State Education Superintendent Ryan Walters signed off on the curriculum. There's been bipartisan pushback from some residents and school officials. Still to come on KPVI News at 5, how to keep your kids safe while going swimming this summer. That's coming up in health news that works for you.
Become a part of KPVI's Facebook family.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. With the Chase Inc. card, we got up and running in no time.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business.
Let's get real. A lot of these adjustable base deals promise nothing but bupkis. A true adjustable base rises at the head and the foot to provide a zero-G sleeping experience. So it's time to ask, where's the foot? At Denver Mattress, our adjustable lineup delivers complete control to your head and feet according to your inclinations. And right now, purchase the Hibernation Silver Base and score a free Buena Vista mattress. That's right, a free mattress when you buy the base. Find out what a true adjustable base can do for you now at Denver Mattress.
Harlem has everything, but I couldn't find Pilates anywhere. So I started my own studio. And with the right help, I can make this place I love even better.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business.
If you're celebrating the holiday weekend at the pool, at the lake, or at the beach, experts urge you and your family to stay safe. In today's Your Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how to keep your kids safe while swimming this summer.
It can happen in seconds. Drowning is often silent, and many times it's children who are the victims.
The most common drowning is in the kids age 1 to 4. They slip into the water and go under, and that's it.
Dr. Donald Plumley with Orlando Health says the ABCs of water safety starts with A for adult supervision. When children are in the water, an adult should be paying full attention. Avoid distractions from people or phones. You may also consider designating a water watcher.
Almost like a designated driver. You want a designated watcher watching your kids. Take turns doing it. It gets tiring, but someone needs to know that's their full-time job.
B is for barriers. Plumley says there should be a fence around pools, especially when you're on vacation or renting a home you're not used to. He says to make sure there are safety features in place before you go. Finally, C is for classes. Both the parent and the child should be in swim classes. Plumley says to start as young as a few months old and make sure children are up to date every swim season.
Even though they took them last summer, it's good to do it again this summer, get a refresher course going. And then for the parents to learn CPR, should the tragedy ever occur or be around a tragedy, you're there to help. And start care right away will make a huge difference.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Plumley also says children with special needs have a significantly higher risk of drowning. So he says to be aware and have a water safety plan in place, especially during summer travel. The Food and Drug Administration has issued a warning that says stopping allergy medications could cause a severe reaction. The agency says people have reported experiencing severe itching after they've stopped taking medications like Zyrtec or Xyzal. The side effect seems to happen to those who quit after long-term use. The FDA is asking manufacturers of over-the-counter versions to add the new side effect warning to their packaging. A Food and Drug Administration advisory panel unanimously voted on recommendations for this year's COVID-19 vaccine. During the meeting, committee members decided to issue a broad recommendation on which lineage of the coronavirus should be included in the vaccine. This gives the agency freedom to keep the current shots or update formulas to more closely match circulating viruses. They also discussed how the FDA's new vaccine approval framework would impact the availability of shots. The FDA says it will accept the same kind of study data it has previously used to approve flu shots and COVID-19 vaccines for high-risk groups. Still to come on KPVI News at 5, a popular Muppet gave a graduation commencement address. That's coming up.
Become a part of KPVI's Facebook family.
Tired of waiting in long lines to get your prescription? Bengal Pharmacy in Chubbuck has short wait times, as well as a drive-thru that provide the highest level of prescription and health services with one-on-one attention. Bengal Pharmacy is open to everyone and creates a stress-free experience. All major insurance is accepted. Most vaccines are free with your insurance. Walk-ins and appointments are always welcome. Transfer your prescriptions today at isu.edu and search Bengal Pharmacy. Bengal Pharmacy, serving all of southeastern Idaho.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's the final 3 days of Odell's Furniture Blockbuster Memorial Day Sale. Dual reclining power sofa with power adjustable headrest, just $688. Lazy Boy rocker recliner, just $348, and lifetime warranty. Queen size gel infused memory foam mattress, just $168. 4-drawer chest, just $68. Buy with no down payment and no interest for up to 4 full years. It's in stock, ready for immediate delivery or pickup. Odell's Furniture, final 3 days. Sale ends Saturday at 6 p.m.
When I deployed, I didn't realize that even the air I was breathing was dangerous. Since coming home, I've watched friends get sick and struggle to get the support they deserve. But now, that's finally changing. We're eligible for new VA healthcare and benefits based on when and where we served. Even though I feel okay, I'm going to apply. For my sake and for my family. Learn more and apply today. Visit va.gov/PACT.
Legacy isn't handed down. It's carried forward.
Tom Yamas is there to start us off tonight.
And from one era to the next, trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
Starting Monday, June 2nd on NBC.
Next Jeopardy, this contestant is off the mat and in the game.
I am a black belt in judo and a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Wow. Now, can he wrestle his way to a Jeopardy victory?
Weeknights at 6 on KPVI.
By volunteering with AmeriCorps seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment.
You're watching KPVI News at 5. KPVI News at 5. News that works for you.
Beloved Muppet Kermit the Frog delivered a commencement address at the University of Maryland yesterday. During his speech, the very popular Muppet urged graduates to stay connected to each other and to their dreams. A large crowd gave Kermit a standing O as he took the stage wearing traditional robes and delivered a speech filled with hope and encouragement.
Because life's like a movie. Write your own ending. Keep believing. Keep pretending. You've all done just what you set out to do.
Oh, wise words from the Green Frog.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say if there was a Muppet I'd want to give my commencement, I'd probably be Animal. Yeah.
What was that again? What did he say?
That'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious.
Bang the drums.
All right, let's take a look at our brainstormers question.
Okay,
Doug.
last week we talked about the 2 largest counties in the state, Ada and Canyon. Who's number 3 on this list?
Well, if you've traveled around anywhere around northern Idaho lately, I'm going to go with Kootenai County C.
Yo, C, are you? Okay,
Yeah.
Facebook. Kind of leaning towards that. Jacob, though, picked me, but Matt, you got it right. Look how big, 188,000 people.
Big population boom there. Well, you can have the latest news and weather delivered to your mobile device. Just download the KPVI News app for your phone or tablet at kpvi.com. We'll see you back here at 10.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering. and the ambition to always move this country forward.
Or get over $6,200 total allowance on select Sierra models when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your East Idaho GMC dealers.
Show why purple is the greatest sleep ever invented. We've hired Humpty Dumpty.
Oh no.
Yes! No cracks! And my aches and pains are gone.
That's because Purple's GelFlex Grid is soft where you want it and firm where you need it, reducing your aches and pains by up to 40%.
And right now, save up to $1,000 on select mattress and base bundles. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect purple.
Tonight's storm set to disrupt the record holiday travel rush. But first, Billy Joel's new health battle. The Piano Man announcing he is canceling his tour after revealing his diagnosis for a rare brain condition. We have late details. The summer travel crush kicks off a major test for America's airports, especially at Newark, after the FAA reduced flights. Plus, when's the best time to hit the road? And the severe weather in the forecast this weekend. President Trump's new tariff threat demanding Apple start making iPhones in the U.S. Will it impact the price you pay? And the moment his own iPhone started ringing in the Oval Office. Another escape from a Louisiana jail, an inmate facing homicide and other charges, making a run for it after scaling a fence. And the new arrests after last week's jailbreak. The action taken against 18 Army instructors after soldiers fired weapons in front of a crowd at a beach. A verdict in the Kim Kardashian jewelry heist trial in Paris. And the heartbreaking news we received about the husband of our Today Show colleague, Chanel Jones, after his brave fight against cancer.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening and welcome. One of popular music's hardest working and most enduring performers, Billy Joel, is sidelining his act tonight. Fans shocked to hear a health crisis is forcing the Piano Man to cancel all scheduled performances. The 76-year-old is facing a condition of the brain called normal pressure hydrocephalus. Joel told by his doctors that recent performances have made symptoms, including struggles with hearing, vision, and balance, worse. A statement written on his behalf says the multi-Grammy Award winner is fully committed to prioritizing his health. Last summer, Joel ended a record-breaking residency at Madison Square Garden in New York. As Ann Thompson reports, there is reason to be hopeful about his prognosis.
The entertainer Billy Joel stands off stage tonight. Sidelined by a brain condition called normal pressure hydrocephalus. Known as NPH, it is a buildup of fluid in or around the brain caused by a blockage. Dr. Gayatri Devi is a neurologist.
Is it treatable? Yes, actually, it's one of the treatable causes of cognitive impairment. It's a very simple procedure. What's called a ventricular shunt is put in. It takes just a short time in the operating room, and that allows the fluid to drain without blockage.
Joel's Instagram account says the condition was exacerbated by recent concert performances, leading to problems with hearing, vision, and balance. This past February, fans were alarmed when, after throwing the mic stand while performing in Connecticut, Joel fell. Then in March, he postponed 8 concerts after a recent surgery for what was then described as a medical condition. He was set to return to the stage this July. It's unclear if that surgery was related to today's announcement. NPH is a rare condition that affects mostly people over 65. Just 0.2% of adults between 70 and 80 have it. Joel turned 76 this month. I know you're not treating Billy Joel, but do you think he can perform again?
Absolutely. I think the earlier the diagnosis, patients have a great prognosis, and about 80% of patients improve.
Joel is undergoing specific physical therapy and says he is sincerely sorry to disappoint his audience, who are always in the mood for a melody.
And us here now. What makes NPH so difficult to diagnose?
Lester, it's because the symptoms often present as a mini stroke or Alzheimer's. The key, like so much, experts say, is to get that diagnosis early, and recovery can take up to a year. But there's every expectation we'll hear him sing again.
All right. Ann Thompson, thank you for that. Now to the kickoff to the summer travel season. Americans are jamming the roads and packing the nation's airports in anticipated record-breaking numbers. Erin McLaughlin now with the great holiday weekend getaway.
More than 45 million people, an all-time record, are expected to travel 50 miles or more this holiday weekend, according to AAA.
It's just awful. 4 accidents already that I passed today.
What's happening out there?
I don't know, bumper to bumper. It's very scary stuff.
Despite the rainy roads and chillier than average temps in the Northeast.
It is 53 degrees and raining at the end of May. I didn't want to see this jacket again until December.
With TSA expecting to screen 18 million passengers around the holiday, all eyes on the troubled Newark airport after a recent series of disturbing communication outages. United Airlines today reported immediate improvement in arrival delays after the FAA cut back the number of flights per hour. In Dallas, long lines greeted passengers this morning, some delayed by a suspicious item that brought out the bomb squad. On top of the rush at the nation's largest airports.
I made it with like 5 minutes to spare to get on the plane, yeah. So I was rushing and it was ridiculous.
New requirements for travels, though TSA says the Real ID rollout has been successful.
93% of passengers are presenting a real ID or another acceptable form of ID. And if you don't have one, encourage you just to come a little early because we're giving extra screening.
The record number of travelers, including me, on my way from New York City to New Jersey, and it's bumper to bumper. This Memorial Day weekend, nearly 9 out of 10 travelers are driving, 39.4 million in total, a million more than last year. Helping move the drivers along, gas prices at $3.20 a gallon on average, well below this time last year. And for folks out west, stunning cliffside views just in time for Memorial Day. The famed Pacific Coast Highway now open, months after the devastating fires.
And Aaron, for those already at their weekend destinations, any guidance for the best time to try and travel home?
Well, Lester, AAA says your best shot at avoiding holiday traffic like this is to travel in the morning. And if you are heading home on Monday, try to take off before 2 p.m. with peak congestion being from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Lester.
Okay, Aaron, thank you. Let's get straight to Bill Cairns now with the holiday weekend forecast. Bill, good evening.
Lester, I'd love to tell people we're going to have a beautiful weekend with no problems, but it's never that easy, never that easy. Well, the West Coast looks pretty good. The East Coast improving, especially in the Northeast all weekend long. All the big issues are going to develop right in the middle of the country. And these are the same people that are trying to recover from that severe weather and tornado outbreak earlier this week. We're talking areas from Oklahoma, Arkansas, into Tennessee, and eventually drifting down to areas around Dallas, too. So this is into Sunday. And then for your picnic plans and parade plans on Memorial Day, heavy rain focuses in the same region once again with some isolated severe storms. So if we're going to get any really major flooding over the holiday weekend, this area in blue is where it will happen. So we're going from North Texas all the way back up into the Ozarks and the southern Missouri. And the bullseye is right here from Tulsa to Springfield, Joplin, southwards down to Little Rock. Someone is going to end up with almost 8 inches of rain by Monday.
All right, Bill Cairns, thank you. We turn now to the latest in the trade war with President Trump threatening new tariffs today, including on iPhones, unless Apple does not start making them here in the U.S. Here's Peter Alexander.
President Trump tonight is threatening to escalate his trade war, targeting some of America's closest allies and one of its biggest brands, Apple.
The iPhone, if they're going to sell it in America, I want it to be built in the United States.
If not, the president warns he'll slap a 25% tariff on Apple's most popular product. That same import tax, he says, would apply to all other smartphones built overseas. The president revealing his conversation with Apple CEO Tim Cook, who he met with days ago.
He said he's going to India to build plants. I said, that's okay to go to India, but you're not going to sell into here without tariffs.
President Trump's announcement today briefly interrupted.
Okay, it's only a congressman.
His own iPhone ringing twice. The president also warning he would impose a 50% tariff on products from the European Union beginning June 1st because trade talks, he says, are going nowhere.
It's time that we play the game the way I know how to play the game. You know, they've taken advantage of other people representing this country, and they're not going to do that any longer.
The threat's injecting new chaos into America's trade relationships. Analysts warn an iPhone made in the U.S. could cost consumers up to $3,500, arguing it's unrealistic that production moves stateside anytime soon.
It's a fairy tale that Apple will be able to produce iPhones in the U.S. in the next 3 to 4 years.
As for that other tariff threat in Kansas City, Trent Austin sells tubas, trombones, and trumpets. A third of his instruments come from the EU.
What impact do the threat of these tariffs have on someone like you?
I think they paralyze our future planning. We cannot plan for the future until something is set in stone.
Austin says he supports the idea of Trump's tariffs if it means more goods are produced here, but warns in the near term, Americans are going to pay more.
There's no way we can get around this. Everything's going to cost more. That is the absolute certainty.
And Peter, a lot of moving parts here tonight. The U.S. and China have agreed to keep their trade talks going.
Yeah, that in itself is progress. Officials from the two countries late this week, Lester, did speak as they try to hash out that broader deal. With the president's latest tariff threat against the EU, European nations could soon face a larger tariff than China after the president knocked down their import tax on Chinese goods, Lester, earlier this month.
All right, Peter, thank you. Now to that manhunt in Louisiana. A week after 10 inmates escaped from a jail in New Orleans, several are still on the run. And now we're learning about an escape at a different jail nearby. Here's George Solis.
Tonight, yet another brazen breakout from a jail just outside New Orleans. Authorities say this video shows 22-year-old Trevon Johnson scaling a fence with a boost from another inmate, then making a run for it.
He took advantage of a vulnerable moment and seized it. It was a comedy of errors.
22-year-old Johnson is facing homicide and other charges. The sheriff said he escaped after inmates flooded a cell with water and a back door was opened.
My message to Mr. Trevon Johnson is that we will find you, and my best advice to you is to turn yourself in.
Meanwhile, 5 inmates are still on the loose after last week's jailbreak in New Orleans. Authorities announcing 3 more arrests of people they say aided the inmates, one a fellow inmate. While on the outside, Casey Smith admitted helping transport 2 inmates to multiple locations after they broke out, according to police. And authorities say Connie Wheaton was in contact with inmate Jermaine Donald before and after his escape and gave him cash via a phone app. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill says a network of family and friends may be helping the men avoid capture.
We've looked at those kinds of connections in connection with all of the people from the very beginning to try and trace down those people that they might reach out to and rely on for help.
So far, there's been 1 arrest in this most recent escape. The sheriff tonight saying this was the inmate's second escape from the same jail in a year. Lester?
George Solis, thank you. We're following also tonight the president's standoff with Harvard University. A federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration's effort to ban international students from enrolling there. Andrea Mitchell has been following this. Andrea, what's the latest tonight?
Lester, less than 24 hours after the administration ordered Harvard to stop admitting international students, a federal judge has swiftly stepped in and granted Harvard's request to put a temporary hold on the order after Harvard argued that banning thousands of new and returning students, a quarter of their student body, would throw their lives into disarray and result in canceling countless academic programs. Harvard, in its brief, also called the Trump order a blatant violation of the First Amendment and claimed without its international students, Harvard is not Harvard. President Trump said today Harvard is going to have to change its ways. So are some others. Lester.
Andrea Mitchell, thanks. We're learning more tonight about the suspect in the deadly shooting of 2 Israeli embassy staffers in Washington. What authorities are calling a terror attack. Aaron Gilchrist has that story.
Tonight, more details are emerging in the deadly shooting outside Washington's Capitol Jewish Museum, where Israeli embassy staffers Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lashinsky were killed Wednesday night after leaving a Young Diplomats event. Investigators alleging in court documents that surveillance cameras captured Elias Rodriguez walking past the victims before pulling a gun from his waistband and firing several shots. The documents say Rodriguez then stood over them, appearing to reload and firing several more rounds before tossing the gun and going into the museum.
I go up to him and I say, "Are you okay?" And he goes,
like, call the police, I'm okay.
Paige Siegel attended the event and says she became suspicious and continued to question Rodriguez before he became agitated and grabbed his backpack as police approached.
He's screaming, free Palestine, free Palestine.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
I start screaming, get him out, get him out. And I'm like screaming to the police, like, check his bag, check his bag.
Investigators have interviewed Rodriguez and say they're still piecing together his life, trying to talk to people who knew him. Back at the museum, a growing memorial outside to honor the shooting victims. A close friend remembering Sarah as being full of joy and compassion.
These were two beautiful souls that worked for peace and that worked to build our community day in and day out. And so to have them being taken away from us in this horrific manner, it just makes no sense.
Yaron Lashinsky's remains arrived back in Israel earlier today for a short memorial service with his family and a private burial. Lester?
Aaron Gilchrist tonight, thank you. In 60 seconds, shocking video on a Florida beach. The new action taken after soldiers fired their weapons in front of a crowd. We'll have the latest on that investigation.
Oh, I hate these things. That's one of the great things about Consumer Cellular. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service is also 100% human. You don't have to, oh!
For those 50 and up, get 2 unlimited lines for $30 each with Consumer Cellular.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin D punches back harder. Get fast, powerful relief of your worst symptoms, like nasal congestion. Claritin clears.
Tonight, 18 U.S. Army instructors are under investigation after they allegedly fired a barrage of blank rounds from a boat in front of a beach crowd in Florida. Jesse Kirsch now with the alarming video.
The video show an apparent uniformed American soldier pointing a rifle to the sky and opening fire in the Florida Panhandle's crowded waters. The incident happened last Friday just near Crab Island, but now these videos are circulating widely. And tonight the U.S. Army says those gunshots appear to be blanks, but the consequences for the soldiers are real. A military spokesman confirming to NBC News that 18 soldiers with the 6th Ranger Training Battalion were temporarily decertified as instructors after they allegedly fired blank rounds from their weapons at a public beach.
My group was freaks, and they were freaked out.
Charter boat captain Cameron Ellsworth says he witnessed the bizarre incident with several passengers. Ellsworth also says he took this photo, which he says shows some soldiers chugging beers.
Is there any explanation that could justify that behavior?
No. I mean, you could go out there and have a good time in your uniforms without shooting assault rifles into the air.
Now, as the investigation continues, the soldiers' responsibilities remain unclear. Jesse Kirsch, NBC News.
We're back in a moment with an update on that small plane crash in San Diego. The new details about what went wrong on the ground. Plus, the verdict just reached nearly a decade after the armed robbery of Kim Kardashian in Paris. That's next.
Summer's on its way, and Wayfair's big Memorial Day clearance is here now. It's the talk of the neighborhood. Right now through May 27th, get up to 70% off everything home.
Yes!
Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals and surprise flash deals for 24 hours. And get it all with fast shipping straight to your door. Save up to 70% off Wayfair's big Memorial Day clearance now through May 27th. And kickstart your summer with savings.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Why'd I go to the doctor? I remember being so lightheaded I could barely stand. Good thing my crew nudged me to get checked. Turns out I have AFib, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
My heart would race just taking my son to practice.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you notice one or more of these symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
This is no time to wait.
Everyone's getting that new Simply Safe outdoor monitoring.
How do we compete with AI-powered outdoor cameras and live agent monitoring?
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Whoa! I didn't even see those guys. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the things that just will never come out.
Stop. Remember, we talked about boundaries.
Looks like the soup of the day is tomato bisque. Stop.
Things were already so difficult for my mom when she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Then she developed agitation that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. She started verbally lashing out, breaking things, wandering at night. These symptoms were a different kind of difficult. So we asked her doctor for more help.
Rexulti is the only FDA-approved medication proven to reduce symptoms of agitation that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. Elderly people with dementia-related psychosis have increased risk of death or stroke. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar can lead to coma or death, weight gain, increased cholesterol, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur.
I'm glad I asked for help.
Ask your loved one's doctor today about Rexulti.
Makes it easy to remodel your bath or shower. I'm Jeff Boomin. And I'm Rick Boomin with Bath Fitter.
We offer a beautiful selection of tubs and showers, or convert your tub to a shower.
With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower guaranteed for life.
Bath Fitter's been around for 40 years, and we make our showers right here in America.
From Boise to Idaho Falls, we serve all of Idaho. Call now for a free estimate and receive up to $1,000 off or financing as low as $100 a month.
It's better with Bath Fitter.
Back now with an update on Thursday's deadly small plane crash in San Diego. NTSB investigators saying that the weather alert system and runway lights were not working on the ground, but added that the cause of the crash remains unclear. All passengers were killed when a Cessna private jet crashed into a military housing complex. Also tonight, the Rust movie armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed was released from prison in New Mexico. Reed was the armorer on the Rust movie set in 2021 with Alec Baldwin and was convicted of involuntary manslaughter for the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. It comes more than a year after Gutierrez-Reed was sentenced to 18 months in prison. And overseas, there was a verdict in the Kim Kardashian armed robbery trial today. Most of the suspects were found guilty on charges of planning and carrying out the robbery at her apartment during Paris Fashion Week back in 2016. Kardashian thanked French authorities, calling the crime the most terrifying experience of her life. When we come back, we're honoring a loving father and the beloved husband of our friend and colleague, Chanel Jones.
A diagnosis doesn't define you. Even ATTR cardiac amyloidosis. You've come a long way. Your path was never set in stone. You charged ahead. So why would life with ATTR-CM define you? You have the power of choice. Attruby is an oral medicine used to treat adults with ATTR-CM to reduce death and hospitalization related to heart problems. People taking Attruby saw an impact on health-related quality of life and were 50% less likely to be hospitalized for heart issues, giving you more chances to do what you love with who you love. Tell your doctor if you're pregnant, plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding, and about the medications you take. The most common side effects were mild and included diarrhea and abdominal pain. If you have ATTR cardiac amyloidosis, ask your cardiologist if Attruby is right for you. It's time to get busy living.
Memorial Day weekend deals have arrived at Ashley. Now through Monday, shop incredible doorbusters starting at just $2.99. And get summer ready with outdoor favorites like this all-weather wicker set starting at $6.50. Now through Monday only at Ashley.
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Oh, I hate these things.
That's one of the great things about Consumer Cellular. Their 100% US-based customer service is also 100% human. You don't have to, ow!
For those 50 and up, get 2 unlimited lines for $30 each with Consumer Cellular.
For pain in multiple spots like here, here, or here, Salonpas patches stick firmly and remove comfortably once your pain is gone. Salonpas. It's good medicine.
What's Simply Safe got that I don't?
24/7 monitoring to help stop crime in real time.
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Maybe Simply Safe and I could work together.
Unlikely.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary obligated to act in your best interests.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a transparent fee structured so we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Legacy isn't handed down. It's carried forward.
Tom Yamas is there to start us off tonight.
And from one era to the next, trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
Starting Monday, June 2nd on NBC.
Every morning,
average Americans, what can they expect to see?
Our experts break it down for your bottom line.
There's all these benefits that people just don't know about.
What you need to know for your wallet.
Get yourself right with your money in 2025.
Only on Today.
We have some sad news to share with you tonight involving a member of our family. Uche Ojei, the husband of the Today Show's Chanel Jones, has died after a courageous battle with an aggressive form of brain cancer. Tonight, we remember Uche with those who loved him. Here's Joe Fryer.
Uche Ojei was a high school senior when in the 90s he paid a visit to Northwestern University. There he met a freshman named Chanel Jones who pretended to be a tour guide so she could show the cute visitor around campus. It was a tour that would last nearly 30 years. From his enrollment to their engagement, Uche and Chanel became college sweethearts, eventually tying the knot in 2007. They had 3 children, Kaya, their oldest, and twins, Clara and little Uche.
He loved those kids more than anything else in this world and was just so proud of his kids. He was that dad that was on the sideline at every soccer game. He was at all of the concerts and the recitals. He was that guy.
A guy who also loved soccer, singing in the church choir, and teaching his kids about their Nigerian heritage. Family was Uche's guiding force and Chanel his perfect match. A partnership that a couple years ago powered Uche through a triathlon, and then weeks later helped Chanel finish her first